Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special style snack. Today, I am giving you a sneak peek into my dream closet. For those of you who have been around for a little while, you know that last year we renovated our closet. We moved into this home 2 years ago, almost exactly. And a year ago, we renovated our closet, and I promised you a sneak peek. The bulk of it was done last September, but there were little things that we needed a handyman to finish up. The closet people were great. They did everything right on time, but there were just some little things that had to be done. And as you know, these days, unless you're building a neighborhood, it's hard to get someone to come to your house. But it's all done now. And so I am sharing with you the closet renovation. And this is a sneak peek into the configuration, how we configured it. If you want to know more about how I've organized my things, how I, all my tips and tricks, and how I've laid everything out, that is a special annual member bonus in the Stunning Style Society. And today is the final day to join. If you've been putting this off, if you've been thinking, yeah, I'll get to it, this is it. It's time to tinkle or get off the potty. It's go time because the doors close tonight and I don't want you to miss it. So you can learn more by going to stunningstyle.com/society. And if you want the entire picture of how I have of my closet, then that part of it is in society. And of course, that's on top of uh, everything else you get, like the wardrobe guide. That's upside down. The wardrobe guide, the ward. I was looking at it. I was using it earlier. The wardrobe calendars, the shopping portal, the weekly style steps with me, and the incredible Facebook group. I was just in there a few minutes ago. We were shopping my closet, and I shared with them exactly how I shop my closet for what's in the guide. And it inspires them how to shop their own closets. So this closet tour is just one of six, I think actually seven annual member bonuses that you get access to. And I'll be honest, it's really good. The members have loved it. So let's get into this. Um, I hold on one second. It's my assistant message. Okay. So we used a company. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we used a company here called Closet Solutions. Pam was my closet consultant, and they were uh, amazing. Pam is so knowledgeable. She has been doing this for decades, and she had so many great suggestions. The closet space that we have is long and narrow, and that made it trickier. It's only 5 feet wide, but it's 20 feet long. So the pictures I had to show you, it's a little tricky to show you because of the shape of the space. Some of the pictures I took with my good camera. Some of them I took with my phone camera just to get you some better angles. Um, but it is a really tricky space to photograph and even trickier to video. So I want to show you first, I want to show you the configuration of, I want to show you what it looked like before. It was a hit, sorry, I'm, I'm trying to see my screen. It was a his and hers, and there are two doors, and so it was this one on this side and then this one on this side, and there was a wall between. And as we were going through talking to Pam about what I wanted, and um, she was like, "Well, we could do that if it was all one closet." Adam doesn't really use hardly any of his closet. And she kept saying that over and over again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would totally, it's like you're reading my mind. And it worked. And he was like, gosh, why don't we just rip down the wall? And I was like, gosh, I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't. I totally agree. So we did. We had drywall people here anyway. And uh, it just worked out. It just worked out. So it was kismet. And we were able to get all of that done. We also had to repair the floors in there. We have wood floors in our main floor of our home. And so uh, they had this, our house is about 30 years old, and they had built in these shelves 30 years ago before they put down the floors. And so when we ripped that out, we had to repair the floors. And it just so happened that we were repairing the floors in the whole house at the time. We had had a water leak, and they had to refinish the whole floor, the whole main floor, and we were already having, like, it all just worked out. I wouldn't wish the floor damage on anyone, right? But we made the most of it. And so they repaired the floors, and then we were able to build our closets in. So this is so the next morning, my husband and my sons woke up and they're like, well, we're tearing that wall down. And they just took sledgehammers and their feet and hammers. And they had a big time. They had a blast tearing down the walls of the wall between our closet. They quite enjoyed themselves. It was quite entertaining to watch them have so much fun in it. See, there's the one. And that's what, so this is a picture from the far end of it to the other far end of it. And you can see how narrow it is. You can see where they had to repair the floors here, not just from where the wall was, but also from where the units were, the built-ins. And then this right here is an air return. So this is where we started. I just wanted you to see that so you could appreciate the beginning. There's a window here, and there's another window here, and then there's a door right here, and then there's a door. We're standing next to the door taking the picture. And on either end, it's kind of the same. Where the door is, there's one more length, this much space right here for some shelving. And it's the same on this end as well. Oh, wait, you're not seeing the same picture I'm seeing. Hold on. I was showing you something totally different. That was my husband showing us the studs. He's a stud nurse. Here we go. This is the picture I was showing you and you didn't know. So here's my closet after it was all demoed, damaged, missing floor, mirror or window here, door here, and then still can't see what I'm doing. window, door right here, door right. We're standing next to the doorway, and then next to the left of each door, right, there's one more like length of space right here. You can kind of see how deep it is. So that was what we had to work with, and you can see that it's very narrow. And but we got so much. It's really beautiful. I'm very blessed. I'm fully aware of that. And before I show you my new closet, the thing I want to tell you is what makes this my dream. I've had my dream closet for years. Before this renovation, in a previous house, it was nowhere near as nice as what you're going to see, like the fixtures and everything. But it was my dream closet because I love everything in there. I love all the items in there. And that's what makes it my dream closet. The space it's in does not make it my dream closet. The fixtures, the shelving does not make it my dream closet. It's my dream closet because I love everything in there. They're all my favorites. And so as I share this with you, I just want you to know that you can have your dream closet too. And it doesn't mean you need to hire a builder or rip out any walls or change your shelving or even your, what do you call them, knobs or handles. There's a word for that. It's all about making sure you love what's in your closet, the items, the clothing, the shoes. And that is what makes it my dream closet. The rest of this was icing on an already very delicious cake. So, whatever closet you have, whatever space you have is a blessing. And I hope you can see everything. Hardware. Thank you, Francine. Hardware. That is the word I was looking for. I've already had a complete day and it's only 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So view your closet from a place of gratitude and abundance, and you will see it so much more clearly. I want to show you the renderings first, and that'll give you more idea of what it looks like, because I can't show you the whole thing on camera, so I wanted to show you this way. So this is the far end. This is my end of where my shoes are. So that we're still looking from the same perspective as the demo pictures. We're standing at the far end, looking down to my end of the closet, which, let's be honest, is most of the closet, because my husband is just really nice and very much a minimalist. And then this is the long wall. So the shoes were here, and now we're looking here, facing the windows. And this is more shelving, except this picture doesn't accurately, this shoe shelving right here is in the corner, and it's curved. You can't see that there, but it is. And then there's the window, and then I have 4 hanging spaces here and some shelving up here. And now this part, I changed this section after they installed it. I changed this to hanging space, long hanging space. This is also where I keep dresses. Right now I have hanging things here, and I'm not hanging anything here right now. This is pretty tall up here, so I'm not using this I don't have anything here right now. And then this is Mr. Stunning's section right here. He's got this bit, and then this is the rest of his, this is on the other short wall. He has this section. So my shoes are here, and that hanging space, they're facing each other from the far ends. And then right here is the door, and here's the other door, and this is the section that is in the middle across from all that hanging space. This is Mr. Stunning's. I don't know why she left his shelves empty, but she did. This is his bank of drawers, and these 4 are the same size, and then this one's bigger. And then this is all my space also. I have 2 banks of drawers. I've got these shelves, and then these are pull-out rolling shelves that I'll show you for my sweaters. And these are also for sweaters, for whatever I want. And this was an idea that was inspired by a member of the Stunning Style Society, one of the stunners. She had bought something to go in her closet that did something similar, and I was like, I love that idea, because sweater storage was my problem in my closet. And so I love this, and these just pull out. And then so here's the drawer on this side, and then this is a top view of it. That this is Mr. Stunning's end right here. This all here is mine. Oops. As well as all of this. Here's a door, here's a door, this is a window, and this is a window. We chose not to put anything over the windows. We could have hung racks there. We could have put shoe storage down below, but we didn't. I ended up I'll show you what I did. That appears to be a duplicate. Yeah, I think this is all the same thing showing again. So now that we've had this rendering view, it'll be easier, I hope, for you to understand what I'm showing you in the images. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them and we'll discuss at the end. Okay, so this is a picture of, this is my end. Some of my shoes are missing because, like I said, I just shopped my closet for the Stunning Style Society, and those shoes are all on the table right here. And this is my shoe section. This is that curved section I was describing to you, and this is where I just have more shoe storage. This is my window, and then I have a bench right here. These are some pictures of the hanging space. This is looking in through my closet door. So, we're coming around basically. My shoes are here on the left. There was that curved area. Here's the bench again. And then this is the first two sections of hanging space. And then there are two more sections next to that. And like I love having that bench there. I love having somewhere to sit and put on my shoes. And I just love the openness of it. I really love the natural light, like a lot. Keeping those windows was really important to me. I didn't want to hang things in front of them. Okay. And then this is the next section of hanging space. So now we're kind of looking down. Here's that curved shoe section. Here's my window. And then this is the next, these are the first two sections of, coming around those two sections I just showed you. And then here are the next two hanging sections. So you can see all four of those hanging sections here. And then I'll show you next. This is the long hanging section, and the space I don't really have anything on. I think I put a tote up there to look nice. This is the hanging section. These are cardigans, and these are dresses. And then above, and then this is the next window next to it, and we have hampers. That's my husband's. That's where his section starts, and he put his hampers there. And I'm not showing you pictures of his end because that's his privacy. And he didn't sign up for this, you know what I mean? And so, and it's also not that's not my part of the closet. So I am not showing you that end. But you did see a corner of his hamper. Hope he doesn't feel violated. And then across from that hanging space are this is the bank of drawers and the shelves, and you can look down and see my shoes there. I have these shelves here. These are the pull-out drawers. The shelves first, and then the pull-out drawers with some shelves above it, and then more pull-out drawers next to that. I really wanted to be able to do this live, but I would have been constantly moving the camera around and making you seasick. When I filmed that other video, there was a lot of camera moving, and I had to move all the lights and the cameras, and it's not conducive to doing live. Oh, okay, this is the rest of that upper hanging section. So this is what's above the cardigan, the long hanging, the cardigans and the dresses. And then I've got this hanging space above, and the one to the left is not, doesn't have anything in it except there's a toe right there, I think. I'm giving you the tour first, and then I'm going to describe some things to you. This is what it looks like when you look straight down compared to what it looked like when we demoed it. So standing at the far end and looking straight down, you can see my shoes at the end, the drawers on one side, the hanging stuff on the other side. Okay, so now that I've showed you, um, kind of the layout, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the configuration and why we chose the things we chose. So I wanted to have a lot of hanging space. I really like hanging my things, and I did want some drawer space. Obviously, I'm not hanging things like my underwear. Um, I don't hang my shorts, but I really value the hanging space, and I those roll-out drawers were really important to me. I really like having my sweaters folded, but I don't like stacking and unstacking things. And so those things that I and so I wanted those to come out, but I could still see them. Like they didn't disappear. For me, out of sight is out of mind, and with sweaters especially. So one thing that was so important that I did is Pam came up with a lot of this configuration and she presented it to us, and I'm like, great. And she said, is that enough shoe space for you? And I said, I'll get back to you. So I took my shoes, I laid them all out, and I counted them. I took my, I'm going to grab a pair of shoes here and I'll show you what I did. I took my shoes and I measured them. The widest part of your shoe is here across the ball of the foot. And I measured all my shoes across there to see what was the widest width from here to here. Because in our last house, the shoe shelves that were there were like a half inch too short for me to put a final pair of shoes there. And it just bugged me so bad. I was like, did anybody ever like measure the shoes before, or this is just like, let's make it this long? So I measured my shoes. I have a couple of pairs of shoes that they came out to be almost all the same width. There were a couple that were wider than that, but I measured this and then I decided how many, and I got the measurement of the shelving that she had done. Do you like my and I looked to see if I could fit full pairs of shoes across or if I was going to get cut off. And so I decided how many pairs of shoes could fit across that space and said I need the shelves to be at least this wide. And so we did that. And then she said, is that enough hanging space for you? And I said, I don't know. I'll get back to you. And I went, because I keep my closet as sectionalized. So I measured each section of my clothing to see how much hanging space it took up. I measured how much hanging space all of my hanging items took up in a closet. And I said, actually, I want it to be this wide and this wide and this one and this one. And I gave her the measurements of how wide my hanging space needed to be. I did not do it like to the inch. I left extra room because space is the ultimate luxury. And I did not want my things packed in there. So I didn't want all my summer tops like sardined into this little section. And then she was like, is this enough rolling drawers for your sweaters? And I said, I'll get back to you. So I took all of my sweaters and they were divided up by color. And I made a faux drawer, pull out shelf. and I made stacks of all my sweaters and I put them in my faux drawer and I counted how many stacks I had, and that's how many drawers I needed. And so it's one thing to look at this beautiful rendering and be like, that's so pretty. I really like it. And entirely another to make sure it's functional for you, that it will actually hold what you want it to hold. And Pam could not know that without me measuring. But I'm the one who took the initiative and decided to measure and see, because I don't know if that's enough hanging space, because it was configured completely differently than any other closet I've ever had. And I couldn't tell you just by looking if it was all going to fit. And, this is our forever home. I'm not going to be renovating my closet every couple of years. This was a big project that is going to last me for possibly the rest of my life. And I wanted it done right the first time. So if you are renovating your closet, measure how much space your clothes take up. Measure the depth and length and width of the drawers. Does that match up with your needs? Will it hold what you want it to hold? That's so important, because you could get it all done and be like, so here's an example. They renovated this house before they listed it. The kitchen is beautiful. It's brand new. And all of the top short drawers in the kitchen and in the bathroom are like a half inch too short to be useful. All the stuff that I have always kept in those upper drawers don't fit. Like I keep my Costco saran wrap thing. I kept in my old kitchen. I kept it in a drawer, like on the edge, and I would just pull it out and it fit perfectly with room to spare. And it won't fit in these drawers. And I just want to be like, did anybody ever measure what goes in here? And so the top drawers in my bathroom are just as useless. So I actually store my jewelry in one of those top drawers in the bathroom, because it's the perfect depth for a jewelry tray and just about nothing else. And I always think of this. Did anybody ever measure before they actually made this? They measure what goes in these things, because I don't know what you're putting in this drawer, but it's none of this. Anyway, measure your things, measure the drawers you have. I'm a very visual person. So when she would give me the measurements, I'd go measure my current drawers, because we got rid of our dresser and our chest, and look at what I keep in there. Sorry, there's an after, this school is getting out and I need to make sure that my daughter gets picked up. Family is always first. Okay, just I need to know that my daughter her needs are being met. So measure, look in your drawers. What do you have stored in there now? Is that going to be what's going in your drawers in your new closet? Are the measurements of the new drawers going to meet your needs? Check. Measure your shoes. Count how many you have. Is this enough shoe space to hold my shoes? Is this shelf going to be tall enough to store my bags? I had a neighbor in a previous neighborhood. They built their house. They built their house. I don't know where they got their house plans, whatever. They added a third garage to store their boat in. And when they moved in, the garage was too short for their boat to go in by like a foot. So they had built this house, specifically added this third car garage to store the boat that they owned, and no one measured to see if the boat would fit in the garage. See what I'm saying here? Check what you have, make sure it's going to fit in the space that you have. So the next thing that I want to show you that I had them change, well, everything is adjustable in my closet. So it has those adjustable peg holes. I can move the shelves up and down. Those pull out shelves can be replaced with stationary shelves if I change my mind about how many I need in the future. It's all adjustable. I can get more shelves if I want. I can take some shelves out. I changed things after after they installed it, just because as I moved in, I saw, oh yeah, I really do want to do this. But I tried to set up the closet, like pretend set it up the best I could. I have some hanging rolling racks that I use for work, and I tried to set it up the way it would look in my closet with what I had to make sure it would actually fit. So I want to show you a few other things. There can be a lot of choices, not just in configuration, but it's like when you finish a basement or build a house and they're like, how many lights do you want in that room? And you're like, I don't know. Lights? How many lights go in a room? Like, there are people whose entire job is lighting plans. And there can be a lot of details. A closet is not as many details, but there's still a lot of details. And one of the things was hardware. We had a ton of options, and a lot of them they're all really good. There's lots of really good ones. And honestly, they were all good. It was hard to it would have been hard to go wrong. They were all high quality and really really good ones, but I think through everything. I think this page opened. Here it is. And ultimately, what we decided to do was to match our bathroom hardware. And this is what it looks like. It's chrome because it's chrome in our bathroom. And this is the exact hardware that we have in our bathroom, and we just felt like it was a nice tie-in, and that's what we went with. There are gold fixtures in other parts of our house, but in our master bath, it's chrome, and we just decided to carry that into the bedroom. Is anybody else gonna walk through my bedroom, go into my bathroom, into my closet, and be like, gosh, April, why didn't you carry that hardware into your closet? It doesn't really go. Like, if I had picked something else, nobody would have done that. But it makes me happy. Another thing that I did is I tested how easy it was to grab each handle, because they don't all come out the same distance. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to pull it toward me. I wanted it to be easy to pull on and hold on to. And some of them, like, as I touched them, I was like, I don't like how that feels on my hand. Somebody else might not care, but I don't like it. And so I knew I loved this hardware, how it felt and how easy it was to use, and I liked the continuity. So that is what we chose. But there's a lot of really beautiful options. Their showroom, they have like mini closets set up at Closet Solutions, and you can like go through and see the different options. And they had a whole room full of hardware. So when I say it was like there were a ton of choices to make, there were a ton of options for hardware. And that was one thing that made it an easier choice. Let's just match the bathroom. We also have, there's another thing that I asked them to do that was different. I have smaller hangers for my smaller shoulders on my smaller clothes. And so I don't use full-size, adult-size hangers. And that means my hangers don't need as much space. So I had them set the rods on my part of the closet back. So you can see here the original holes that were intended to be for where the closet rods go. they would have gone into one of those holes and you can adjust them up and down. So I put my clothes on the hangers and measured the distance that I would need to comfortably hang my clothes up. And my hangers are not touching the back there. You want to have room for it to go in and kind of relax. You don't want to bang straight into the wall. It still needs to go in and out nicely. So there's a gap back there. One of my kids just got home from school. Hold on, this is for my daughter again. Um, yeah, we're having some connection problems. So this saved me space because my closet is so narrow like this. Just not having my hangers um, hanging out even farther just made it it gave us more room in the walkway. So if you use typical hangers, that may not work for you, but it really those 2 inches when you've only got 5 feet across and you've got shelves on this side and you've got hanging space on this side, those extra um, 2 inches, they matter. They just make it feel more spacious. And so that is one thing that I asked them to do. Uh, there are standard heights that they put racks at, but another thing, I'm 5'6", so I'm pretty average height. The previous closet, I think the Jolly Green Giant lived in this house because the closet rods were clear up at the top of the window trim, and I had to stand on my tip, and I have really long arms. I had to stand on my tiptoes, reach as high as I could, and give a little hop to put things up and to get them down. And so, as we were doing closet space and figuring out heights, I wanted it to be a little higher than average because I have a healthy reach, but I wanted to be able to comfortably and easily get things off the closet rods. So I measured I measured my comfortable reach, and that getting it just a little bit higher gave me a little more room between the top hanging and the bottom hanging, because that extra space just looks and feels luxurious, and it makes the closet feel more open. If you're petite, you may want your closet rod lower to make that comfortable for you. um, the next thing is I'm going to show you more up close those closet rod or those pull out sweater drawers. And again, if you want to see how all this is organized and my organization tips and tricks, that's an annual member bonus in the Stunning Style Society. And the doors close tonight. You can learn more at stunningstyle.com/society. So here is one of the drawers pulled out. And if I had to do it again, and I may actually have them come back and do this, and Pam talked to me about this before. She said this hardware could snag your sweaters, and I was like, well, I'm okay. I'll fold my sweaters, my legs. And she's right. I have snagged a few sweaters. So what I would do instead is I would go ahead and have the regular sides to these drawers and just have this front piece be low the way it is. And again, I may go ahead and have that done so that I don't snag my sweaters, and I don't. Okay, sorry. One more thing about my daughter. She is collected. All is well. I just wasn't getting any response saying that she was. It's been, she should have been picked up 15 minutes ago. So it's all okay. But I had to make sure she was taken care of. So I would basically just make it a regular drawer, but just have these low pull front openings instead of a solid drawer front. And like I said, I may ask them to do that and just get these side pieces put in. The next thing I want to show you is a few of the accessories that are in my closet, and they're not accessories that I wear. One of them is this belt rack. It slides out. I always forget to slide it out, and I just kind of reach in there, and I was getting super annoyed just with I have to push my dresses. And then when I was filming the closet tour for the society, I was like, oh yeah, this pulls out. Like I knew it pulled out. Why wasn't I pulling it out? So now I just pull it out and it's not a problem. And so this is a really nice way for hanging my belts. You can buy the hanging ones, but they swing and they rattle and belts fall off. And I just really like this one. And it's built in here. And again, you can attach it to any of these holes. That's where you can adjust anything. And you can see again here where my rod is pushed back further than the typical where they would put them. And then they have tons of accessories. I only chose 2 of the types. This one I really love. I love both, but I really love this one too. I use this all the time. And it's a garment rod. If you can see this metal bit right here, it pulls out and it's got that stopper on the end, and I can hang these things there. If I'm packing, I hang things there. I hang things there to steam it. When I'm putting together my outfits for the week using the calendar, so I'll pull out my calendar, look at the upcoming week, and pull out my outfits, and I just hang them there on that garment rod, and it's done. Just do it on Sunday evening or whatever evening works best for you. And I just hang it right there in the order, and just that's up front, and that's what I'm wearing today. And I don't even have to think about it. So I have one. No. I have one. I think there are 3 in the closet. One of them is on the part that is between Mr. Stunning's bank of drawers and my bank of drawers. And when I hang stuff on there, it blocks his drawers. And that doesn't feel very, he never complains about it, but I'm always like, that's not very nice. So he's going to move that one. There's a spot on that's more into my side that he's going to move it to, so that I'm not blocking any of his space. I mean, he gave me 90% of the closet. So I don't need to be blocking his drawers as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to move that. But I love this garment rod, and it just slides back in when I'm not using it. So, I'm not banging my head or having any trouble that way. And Pam was so great about showing me what all the options were. And, they have a ton of options. And there were some that she'd be like, I don't recommend that. I don't think that would work very well in your space. And they also have different tiers of quality. And, she, and different facings. We went with the shaker style because that's what we have in our kitchen. And again, no one's going to be like, oh, April. And it's in our bathroom too. I noticed that your closet cabinet facings do not match the rest of your house. No one else cares. But it kind of made it easier to decide. If you see here, this is the shaker style. They had things that were more ornate. I have a better picture of it. But that one's pretty simple and classic. Like I said, this is shaker style. I'm not going to be redoing this in a couple of years. I like my closet. I love my closet, and I want to be able to not worry about that. I'm feeling dated in just a few years. So she helped us, and she was just really great about giving me her opinions when I asked for them. And I'd say, well, these are the ones I like. Is there any reason I shouldn't pick A, B, or C? And she was like, well, this one was trending for a while, but it's really kind of looking dated now. It was pretty specific to an era. I wouldn't recommend this one. These are pretty classic. They'll last, they'll stay, they'll always be in style. And then you can never go wrong by tying it into what else you have in the house, as long as what you have in the rest of the house is what you love. So Pam really just, I valued her opinions so much. She was not just, sometimes when someone is helping you with things like that and they just recommend the most expensive of everything, and you're like, okay, I see where we're going with this. The things that she recommended were at different price points. I mean, she asked what our price point was, but she wasn't even like at the top of our price range. She'd be like, you know what? This one's actually less expensive, but just as good as that one. So I just really appreciated her honesty. That's really important to me. And that her number one goal was for me to get a closet that I loved and not having to spend any more, not spending extra for no reason. And so she had a lot of recommendations about the best accessories for my closet. I really think you would use this. I don't think you would use that. This one would be great in that space. This one would be not so great. And she would just talk, through my choices with me and give me the pros and cons. I really like Pam, if you can't tell. Okay, and then yeah, those are the only two accessories I ended up choosing for my closet. I mean, there's all kinds of fancy stuff you can get that would really work better in a closet that is, the square footage of my closet is not a problem. The layout of the space made it tricky. And so there were things that just wouldn't have worked very well. We chose not to get any cabinets because it's so narrow in there. Pulling out cabinets would have been extremely awkward and not good. So I didn't have to choose like glass or no glass. And there are a lot of other options that you can have. I'm thrilled with my closet. I really am. I love going in there. I love using it. The number one thing for me was it needs to be easy to put my stuff away. And so just because it's pretty doesn't mean it's functional. And that's really important. It's a functioning space. This is a functioning space. I wanted somewhere to sit, done. I wanted more than adequate. Like I didn't get shoe storage to fit exactly the pairs of shoes right now. I wanted to have extra room so that as my shoe collection fluctuates, sometimes I have more, sometimes I have less, I always have plenty of room. So let me know if you have any questions about this. Like I said, I went through all my storage tips and tricks and how I put, like where I put things and how I organized it as one of the annual member bonuses in the Stunning Style Society. And the members have loved it. And you can learn more about that at stunningstyle.com/society. Okay. I can only see some of your names, but someone says, shop my closet was a fun learning experience. Well, thank you. She's referring to the style step I did with the members of the society. We shopped my closet so that for the guide, I went through the guide and pulled out items in my own closet that go along with this. They were not the identical items, but that's the point of shopping your closet, is to get it creative. And so every season I show them how I do it for myself to give them ideas of how they can do it for themselves. And it's a lot of fun. I'm glad you had fun, and I'm glad that you learned something. It's fun. Homesteading is here. Welcome. Francine, told me the word hardware. Thank you. I needed that word. Francine says, wow, it's beautiful. Love. Thank you. It is beautiful. And I'm very blessed. And I really love it. It's not lost on me at all. Sage says, hi, April. Your full closet tour in the Stunning Style Society is so fun and gave me several new ideas for my own space. Now I love my wardrobe even more. There have been so many wonderful benefits to the society. Keep up the great work. We appreciate all you do to make joining so worth it. Sage, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And the tips and tricks that I shared in that video, You do not need a closet renovation to implement. Like today's video was things I did in this closet renovation. That video is stuff you can do in any closet. You can implement those tricks in any space. So you don't need a construction job, a construction project to make those tips work. They'll work for anyone. Nancy says, I totally get that hand feel for sure. Oh, it is. I'm very tactile. My husband teases me because when we go shopping, he goes on these shopping trips with me. I walk by and I touch everything. I feel the fabric. I have to touch it just to see it, if that makes sense. And he's like, you touch it all. And I'm like, I do. I need to feel that fabric to see it. I want to feel the texture. I want to know how that fabric feels. So I walk around doing this, like just rubbing the material between my fingers. And I need that hardware to feel good in my hands. When we bought several years ago, we bought our first dishwasher, and I wanted to, how you open the dishwasher really mattered to me. I needed to be able to do it one-handed because I had 5 million babies, and I always had a baby in my arms. So I need to be able to open it one-handed really easily, even if I had dirty fingers, and not like get it all over. So I wanted a hand. That time, no, I did not want a handle that stuck out. Do they even do that anymore? You know how dishwashers had handles that stuck out? I didn't like catching my hip on it. I didn't like it sticking out from the counter, but it needed to have a deep enough thing up here that I could stick my fingers under there and get a hold of it. That kind of stuff matters to me. Some people don't care, but Nancy, I'm glad you get me. Nancy says, where do you find smaller scale hangers? Brilliant. So in the we talk about that in the bonus that I was telling you about. And we have links to them there, but I just picked them up at Home Goods. This is where I got mine, but in the bonus we have links to some that you can get online. Gilda says, I am enjoying this so much. Thank you. I tuned in late, so will I be able to watch this later? Yes, you will. You'll be able to watch this later, and it'll be up on my website, but we're also going to edit this down because it just takes a while to switch from all these pictures, and I was checking things to make sure my daughter got picked up. This is not our usual time to do a style snack, so I don't usually have to worry about my daughter getting picked up. But it'll be edited, and RJ will make it beautiful and much shorter and more concise. But it'll be added. That edited version will be added to the bonus, the annual member bonus with the closet tour. So they'll have both parts, and it'll be all packaged up really pretty. Liz said she'd like to know that as well. I'm not sure which question that was referencing, but I hope I answered your question. Nancy says, oh, I love that. Good. I don't know what it is that you love, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Wendy, thank you for putting your name. Wendy says, pushing the hanging rod in is a great idea. I'm taking notes as I'm having my closet installed in a few weeks. Oh my gosh, Wendy, I'm so excited. And yes, I added a valet rod. That's another name for it, is a valet rod. Thank you. After watching your annual bonus. Thank you, April. Oh, you're so welcome. And I am so glad that you got some ideas. I hope today gave you even more. I was there the whole time they were installing, and there were some changes I made as we went, not tons of them. And obviously, we're always kind and respectful to anybody who's coming to do work in our home. So I wasn't like standing over them like, right? And they were so kind and respectful to me. And I had such a great experience with Closet Solutions. I really did. And they made all the changes I wanted. As we went, there weren't that many, but so I stood there and we just double checked as they were putting the rod in. They measured, and I just double checked. They held the rod, and yes, it went in nicely. And I think we moved the belt rack maybe, and they were just great. They were great, and I highly recommend them. I really do. And I'm glad you got so many good ideas, Wendy. Audrey says, are all 4 seasons in your closet? Yes. All 4 seasons of my clothing are in my closet. I keep my coats in the coat closet because I don't want to run to my bedroom to get my coat. So we have a coat closet by the front door, and that's where I keep my coats. I keep my jewelry in my bathroom drawer. Like I said, I could have put jewelry trays in one of those drawers, but like I said, that I have 2 totally useless drawers in my bathroom vanity. They're like this deep, and they're the perfect depth for a jewelry tray and not much else. So, and the bathroom is where I put my jewelry on. It's where I take it off at night. I take off my jewelry and I I have a catch-all for the things I wear all the time. But that's where I have, places to put. That's just where I take it off, and it's where I put it on as well. So having my jewelry in the bathroom just made perfect sense for me. I also have a mirror hanging on the inside of my closet door. I really like having that. And I'm just trying. Oh, and my bags. I keep a few bags in my closet, but right now I store my bags in a variety of locations. Some of them are on the shelf above my head. And some of them are on 2 shelves behind me. Well, they're kind of empty because a bunch of my bags are over there, but you can see there's some bags here and bags down here, and the ones for this season are right there. Well, there is a closet room kind of thing next to the garage entry. I've been keeping the bags I'm using this season there, so I can grab my bag as I come and go. And I swap bags all the time, so I've been experimenting with that. So that's kind of a in transition. I'm still deciding how I like to store my bags, but I don't want them all in my closet. First of all, I really like looking at them in my office because I spend so much time in here. I like seeing them. They're part of the decor, and I love them, and they make me happy. And I don't spend that much time in my closet, and so I wouldn't get to enjoy them as much there. And then the utility part of it is having them easy access to grab when I want to. And so keeping but then I also do my photography in here, and I need them here. So I'm still just trying to figure out with the bags, but I know I don't want them in my closet, and I knew that from the beginning. Is there anything else that you would keep in a closet that I didn't mention that you want to know where I keep it? I'm just remembering the questions we had from that annual member bonus. Jewelry, bags, and coats. And I keep them where I can get to them easily, where I need them. Obviously, I've talked a lot about the bonus, but the main things that you get in the society are the wardrobe guide, which it has a collection of 40 items that I've shopped the internet for, shopped in person for, that are mix and matchable. And I create 100 outfit templates for you so that you know exactly how to wear them. You don't even have to guess at that. And then I put them all on a calendar every month so that each item gets even wear throughout the season, and you don't have to decide what to wear every day. We have a shopping portal for your convenience if there's anything you do want to add to your wardrobe. And we always shop our closets first. We have so much abundance. We have so many blessings, and we have more in our closets than we realize. So we shop our closets first, make the most of what we have. And then if you want to add anything, the shopping portal is there for your convenience. There is the Incredible Society group. We have the 7 annual member bonuses, including a travel capsule for this season and my travel essentials, what I never travel out without, and so much more. The doors close tonight and the price goes up next season. So when you join today, you lock in that price for as long as you remain a member. And it will save you so much money on its own, but joining this season, you'll save even more because you've locked in that current price. You can learn more at stunningstyle.com/society. Jan says, where do you keep your hats? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't wear a lot of hats. I have beach hats, and they're in a hat box up on the very top shelf, on the top of the shelves. And then I have like one wool cloche hat, and it's on the shelf in the coat closet with my gloves and scarves. And then I have one leather baseball cap that's just up on a shelf. I love the idea of hats. Hats are, well, I just don't end up wearing them a lot. I wear them at the beach for sure, or at the pool, but in my daily life, I wish I wore hats, but in reality, I don't. Someone says, hi, April. I absolutely love being a member of the society. So many wonderful ideas. Thank you. Oh, I wish I could see who said that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it, and I love having you. Audrey says, I have an entire cabinet of bags in my bedroom, and I use some as storage in my office. So do you like looking at your bags in your bedroom? Is that why you have them there? I like looking at them. They're pretty. They're art. They're decor to me. So, I mean, I keep them up and I keep them. This is prettier for you to look at when I'm live, but I get to see the rest of it. It just makes me happy. So, some people collect cars. I collect bags. All right, this was so much fun. I have been so excited to share this with you. Again, if you have not, if you're in the Knoxville area or in the surrounding area and you're interested in a closet renovation, I highly recommend Closet Solutions. They were a delight to work with, and Pam in particular was extremely helpful, and I really enjoyed her very much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. This style snack is replacing our usual style snack tomorrow. So I will see you the following week. Join us in the society. Do it right now. You are not going to regret it. It'll be one of the best things you do for yourself. stunningstyle.com/society. I cannot wait to see you in the society.